welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is our third episode of Live with Liz, and today we're in Dorchester County at Scout Boats with Sherry Ferguson. Sherry, thank you so much for joining us and allowing us to come basically take over your office space for the last hour. Yeah. I'm not sure if y'all can see at all, but there are the boats. The production is taking place right downstairs from where we're standing, and they're just gorgeous boats. But we'll get into that in a little bit. So, Sherry, let's just go ahead and dive right in. Can you share with us a little bit about the history of Scout Boats? It's family owned. I know it started, is it 1989, however many years ago that was, 33 years ago, which is so exciting that you've been here and doing so much work like that for so long. But if you don't mind just sharing a little bit about that history and how Scout came to be.
Yeah, so we started in 1989, very humble beginnings here in Dorchester County, in a little, actually it was a horse barn off Bacon's Bridge Road with two models, a 15-foot and a 17-foot boat. We have moved to several different facilities. Right now we're off Highway 78 and we have 4 plants all here on our campus. We're steadily growing. We have more land to build more plants, so our opportunities are endless.
That's really exciting, and we're actually at one of the 2 locations, I believe, that you have where your largest boats are being built. So the boats that you can't see are, you said 52?
So we have, yes, in our Plant D, we build a 53, a 42, and a 38 currently.
Beautiful, and they're gorgeous. So again, thank you for sharing that with us. So with Scout Boat growing, we're helping you currently with an expansion because you just continue to grow and expand, and there's no slowing down in sight that at least I can see. Can you share with us how many employees you currently have?
We currently are around 420 employees.
420, and how many more do you need?
Today we need around 60 more employees for our current production needs, and then we'll reevaluate that in 6 months for any additional needs.
Very good, very good. So 60 right now and evaluating to look at further growth in the next couple of months. That's very good. So ReadySC is helping with 3 of your positions, your finisher, your assembly, and your laminator. Can you talk to us a little bit about the skills you're looking for with those positions?
Yeah, so we're looking for, usually I'm looking for somebody that's got some hand tool usage knowledge with hand power tools, people with attention to detail, anybody that's come from a construction background, plumbing, painting. In our lamination and finishing positions, we found people that come from like housekeeping, culinary. So really people that are really good with using their hands, craftsmen, great attention to detail, good attitude, attendance, those type of things.
Yeah, attitude is what a lot of our companies are speaking on specifically when we talk about what they're looking for. Just that positive can-do attitude, coming into work, doing the job, doing it well, and that's really one of the big things that everybody's mentioned to us. So earlier, Sherry, you mentioned one of the positions was almost like being an artist. Can you just touch on that again?
Yeah, so our finishing position, we have finishers that have been here we've had a finisher that's been here for the 30 years this company's been in business, but they are very good at their job. They are actually painting, sanding, and buffing out the gel coat. We call it a finishing process, so they're really polishing, making the boats look beautiful, shiny, perfect, and neat for the customer.
Absolutely, and just being able to tour the plant and the facility and seeing what the boat starts as to what it looks like when it's here, it's completely different. You really have to be able to see it, and just like you said, be an artist, and that attention to detail, definitely important. So what is it about Scout Boats that you really want to highlight? Why would people apply? What should get them excited about working here at Scout Boats?
We're a unique manufacturing facility environment. You can really be proud of what you do and what you build at the end of the day. It's neat to see them out on the water. There's people that don't even have Scout Boats that wear the brand on their shirt. It's just something that you can be proud of. We're a family business, so we really value our employees' time. Each person that works here, we really, include them in everything that we do as a family.
Beautiful. And speaking of family, we talked about how you recognize birthdays. I've seen it on the board when I walk into this plant. You like to acknowledge and celebrate birthdays of your employees each month, which is great. It's small things like that, and working for a family business, just like you said, that really makes you kind of feel important and welcomed when you're on the floor and when you're working each day. So that's great. Let's talk a little bit now. Scout Boats is also a second chance employer, which is awesome. It's such an exciting opportunity for a lot of people that otherwise may not have one. Can you just touch base on what that means just a little bit?
Yeah, so being a part of a company that is a second chance employer, if you have any type of criminal background, we're open and willing to give somebody a second chance. We believe in second chances. There's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of up to our discretion on what it is, but we do hire people that have criminal backgrounds. We've had some of our best employees here at Scout, have had background issues, and we can look past that. We can give somebody opportunity and second chance to better themselves.
Beautiful. That's great. Can you share a little bit, so just going back, because we talked about the positions we're helping you with, do you mind giving us a pay range on what those 3 positions someone could look to make when they come in?
Yeah, so our pay range, starting pay is going to start out anywhere between $15 to $25 an hour. This is going to be depending on experience level. We also right now we have a sign-on bonus for experienced boat builders, and that's a $5,000 sign-on bonus if somebody has at least 2 years experience in the boat building industry.
That's a great bonus. That sounds great. And what about your benefits? I know we talked a little bit about what is it that sets you aside from the others, but what about the benefits? Health insurance, retirement, anything like that you want to share?
Yeah, so we have a great benefit package, medical, dental, vision, disability insurance, life insurance, all that you would want to see in a company. So we do offer all those things, 401k, vacation, paid holidays, just kind of all the things. We do a lot of recognition here at the company. We have plant meetings each month. We like to recognize, most improved, best attitude, employee of the month. We give out numerous awards. We think it's important for people to be recognized in front of their peers and for their job well done.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And for those of you that are interested, we're helping Scout Boats with their recruitment efforts. And you can go to the SC Tech Jobs website, scroll to Scout Boats, you'll see the 3 positions posted there, and you can apply. And we don't do any of that screening, but we do share those applicants directly with Sherry. We're doing it on a weekly basis. And she has shared that there is no slowing down for the Christmas holiday, so if you're thinking you want to wait till January, don't. She is actively hiring. There is no slowdown right now at Scout Boats. You actually said you're coming up to your busy season, I believe.
Yeah, so the winter is in the boating industry. It's very busy just because all the boat shows are going on right now. But we have orders for boats that are sold out over a year. So we are hiring production to be able to meet the demand. And then our R&D department is extremely talented. We're recognized as one of the most innovative boat companies in the industry. So we're always pushing the envelope with new models coming out. So we'll continue to grow and continue to be one of the best.
Beautiful. And just one plug I do want to put, Sherry is going to be on the Working Wednesdays with Ann McGill on December 22nd at 2. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So you can get more information, or if you know somebody that this is an opportunity for, but maybe they couldn't watch this right now, tag them, but also maybe direct them to that Working Wednesdays where they can get a little bit more information from Sherry. So in addition to that, do you have any insight on what it has been like for you and Scout Boats working with ReadySC? Have you seen any benefits to that with the recruiting? I know we've done a little bit of training, but anything that you would like to add?
Yeah, so working with you guys has been great. So it's just kind of helped us get our name out there. I think there's a good many people that know that we're here, but they don't know that we're hiring. They don't know maybe that we're growing and we're continuing to grow. So ReadySC has just been another tool for us to get our name out there, help recruit, help train our employees.
Absolutely, that's great. Thank you so much for that. So we're going to go to some Q&A. If you have some questions, please start typing those in. We're going to go ahead and ask those to Sherry. But just to reiterate, we're at Scout Boats here in Dorchester County. They are actively hiring 60 positions right now. You can go to their website. You can come to our website. Reach out with any questions you may have as well. In addition to this, but feel free to share this again. But let's go ahead to those live Q&A. If we have some, we'll ask Leah.
Are you letting people know if they are accepted or not?
The question is, are you letting people know if they are accepted or not? And I believe maybe that means hired or screened through the application process. Okay.
So I will pull in applications that I see fit for some of the jobs that we have. I will do an in-person interview here at the facility. I'll meet with our management team with the skills and qualifications that the applicant may have. And then I would reach out with a second phone call if we're interested in having a second interview.
Perfect.
Can you talk about vaccinations and or COVID precautions?
Question was, can you talk about vaccinations and or any COVID precautions?
So we are strongly encouraging all employees to get the vaccination. We have not made that mandatory. We still believe that it's somebody's choice to do that. We have actually had on-site vaccination clinics here, but right now it's not mandatory. We do encourage to wear a mask when you're working within 6 foot of somebody else, but that's also not a mandatory requirement right now. Things could change.
Is there another question?
Yes. What are your shifts?
Oh, good question. What are your shifts? What are the hours?
Okay, so right now we currently have one shift. We are looking to hire for a second shift that is not up and operating yet. So our main need right now is our first shift. It starts at 6 a.m. And we currently are working overtime, so we need employees to work at least till 3. Sometimes they'll work to 4 or 5. Once we get our first shift completely staffed, we'll be starting a second shift, and that's going to be from 5:30 to 1:30, 5:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. Hopefully we'll be able to do that in the near future, but those positions are open too, so we are taking applications for the second shift.
Beautiful. And is the overtime right now, is it mandatory or is it voluntary?
So in many of the departments it is mandatory. We would need you to be able to work at least 40 hours. Some employees are working between 45 and 50 hours.
Perfect, thank you.
And you mentioned sign-on bonus. Is the bonus issued immediately upon employment with the company?
So the question is about the sign-on bonus. Is it immediately upon employment or is it at a later date?
Okay, so for the sign-on bonus for experienced boat builders, $1,250 is paid at 90 days. $1,250 is paid at 6 months, and $2,500 is paid at 1 year of employment.
That's a great way to do it. Can I just ask, what does experience look like for that bonus? What would qualify you as
So if somebody has worked at another boat manufacturer, we're looking, that's key. But we also are taking considerations if you are a finisher or worked in marine detailing or at a shipyard, boatyard, that type of thing. Maybe if you've worked at, another one of the manufacturing facilities and have any qualified painting and finishing experience.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and is manufacturing or assembly experience required?
Is manufacturing or assembly experience required?
It's not required. We look at each application individually. It's a plus, but it's not required. We're willing to train somebody even if they have just graduated high school. Really no experience required, but be willing to be trained.
Yeah. And again, that opens the door for so many others. So I believe that is our last question. Yeah, that's our last question. But if you have any more, or again, you share this with somebody and they have questions, they can reach out to me. They can reach out to Sherry here at Scout Boats. We're more than happy to answer what we can and point them in the right direction. But please make sure that you are following us and you are staying tuned for the next one in January. We will be somewhere else in the state, maybe in your area. So please continue to follow, and we'll see you then. Thanks so much, everybody.